Hello everyone, this is Preeti Ocha and today I am going to teach you a geography chapter number 3rd, and the name of the chapter is Earth Movements and Major Landforms. So let's start this chapter. Now in my previous video I have already discussed about the interior of the earth, and I hope you all have understood that previous chapter and about the minerals, rock cycles, etc. So let's start this chapter. The lithospheric is broken into a number of plates known as lithospheric plates, and the 7 major lithospheric plates are: the first one, it is the African plate, the Indo-Australian plate; third one, it is the Eurasian plate, the Pacific plate, the North American plate. The sixth one, it is the Southern American plate, and the seventh one is the Antarctic plate. Now the movement of these plates causes the changes on the surface of the earth. The earth movements are divided on the basis of the forces which cause them. These forces which act in the interior of the earth are called as endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface on the earth are called as exogenic forces. Endogenic forces sometimes produce a sudden movement and at the other time produce slow movements. Evaluation of landforms and earth movement. With the help of this flowchart, you can understand the earth movement are divided into the two parts, that is the endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Let's discuss the endogenic forces. The forces which act in the interior of the earth are called endogenic forces, which is caused by the earthquake, volcano, landslide. Similarly, the exogenic forces which occurs that works on the surface on the earth are called exogenic forces, and it is caused by the erosional and the depositional method through a river, wind, sea waves and glaciers. So let's discuss one by one these forces. The first one, it is comes to the volcano. A volcano is a vent opening in the earth's crust through which a molten material erupts suddenly. And volcanoes are divided into the 3 parts. The first one, it is the active volcano. It is the one in which the continuous activity occurs and eruptions can take place any time. For example, Mauna Loa, which is in Hawaii, and Stromboli in Italy. Second one, it is extinct volcano. It is the one that has no record eruptions and no possibilities of eruption in future. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya in Africa. And the third one, it is dormant volcano, is the one which has not erupted for a long time but may erupt any time. For example, Mount Fujiwara in Japan and Mount Vesuvius in Italy. Earthquake. When the lithospheric plates. Now what are the lithospheric plates here? Lithospheric plates, these first of all, the lithosphere is broken into a different number of the plates, so which is known as the lithospheric plates. Move the surface of the earth vibrates, and these vibration can travel all around the earth, is known as earthquakes. The place in the crust where the movement starts is called the focus, and the place on the surface above the focus is called the epicenter. Vibration travel outwards from the epicenter as a waves. The greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter, and the strength of the earthquake decreases away from the center. The earthquake, let's discuss how do we prepare ourselves for an earthquake. It means earthquake preparedness. Earthquakes cannot be predicted and the impact can certainly be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. Some common earthquake prediction methods are adopted locally by the people, like studying of animals' behavior. For example, fish in the ponds get agitated, snakes come to the surface. So let's start our earthquake preparedness. The first point, it is safe spot. It means with which type of the spots we were talking here. First of all, like the kitchen counters, under the table, desk, against and inside the corner or a wall. Stay away from fireplaces, areas around chimneys, windows that shatter, including the mirrors and picture frame. Second, be prepared. Spread the awareness amongst yourself, friends or self and the family members, and face any disaster confidently. Now, the earthquake can be measured by the machine, and this machine is known as seismograph. An earthquake is measured with a machine called a seismograph, and the magnitude of the earthquake is measured on the Richter scale. Landslide is the endogenic forces, and a landslide is a movement of rocks, earth or the debris down a sloped section of land. Landslides are caused by rain, earthquakes, volcanoes or other factors that make the slopes unstable. The term landslides encompasses 5 modes of the slopes movement, like falls, toplets, slides, spreads and flows. And landslides are the types of mass wasting which donates any down slope movement of soil and rock under the direct influence of gravity. The landscape is being continuously worn away by the two processes, that is weathering and erosion. So let's discuss what is the weathering. Weathering is the breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface. Second, erosion. It is the wearing away of the landscape by the different agents like water, wind and ice, and the eroded material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc. The process of erosion and the depositions created different landforms of the earth's surface. Now, so let's start the work of a river. The running water in the river erodes the landscape. When the river tumbles at steep angle over a hard rocks or down a deep valley side, it form a waterfalls. So let's discuss some of the examples of a waterfall. The first one, it is the highest waterfall is Angel, which falls in the Venezuela, which is now present in the South America. And the other waterfall are the Niagara Falls, which is located on the border between the Canada and USA, which is now in North America. And the another one waterfall, that is the Victoria Falls, and the border of the Zambia and the Zimbabwe in Africa. We can understand some of the features which is made by the river in a flood plain. So let's start how the river works. As a river enters the plain in twists and turns and forming large bands, which is known as the meanders. These are the turns which is known as the meanders. Due to a continuous erosion and the deposition along the sides of the meanders and the ends of the meander loop come closer and closer. In due course of time, the meander loop cut off the river and forms a cut-off lake, also called an oxbow lake. This is the cut off the river and which is make a cut-off lake. It is why it is called as the oxbow lake. At times the river overflows its banks. This leads to the flooding of the neighboring areas. As it floods, it deposits layers of fine soil and other materials called as sediments along its banks. This leads to the formation of a flat, fertile flood plain, and the raised banks are called levees. As the river approaches the sea, the speed of the flowing water decreases. It begins to break up into a number of streams, which is called as the tributary. With the help of this figure, you can understand what is the tributary. It is the main river and it's break up into the number of the streams, and this is known as the distributary. The river comes so slow that begins to deposit its load. Each distributary forms its own mouth. The collection of sediments from all the mouths form a delta, and this figure shows this is the delta. With the help of this figure, and we can understand some of the features which is made by the sea caves. So let's start. The erosion and the deposition of the sea waves gives a rise to coastal landforms. Sea waves is continuously strike at the rock. Cracks develop over the time. They become a larger and wider. Hollow-like caves are formed on the rocks. They are called sea caves. This is the sea caves, and this is the hollow-like caves which is known as the sea caves. Now, as these cavities become a bigger and bigger, only the roof of the caves remains. As is shown in this figure, this is the sea caves. Only the roof is remain here, and this is the cavities which is become a bigger and bigger. That is known as the sea arches. Now, erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left. This is the third feature of the sea caves. That is it is a wall like shape here, and the roof has to be removed from there. Only the wall type of structure you can see here, and this is known as the stacks. The steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above the sea water is called sea cliff. The sea waves deposits and sediments along the shores forming up beaches. Arc of ice. Glaciers are river of ice which to erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones to expose the solid rock below. Glaciers curve out deep hollows. As the ice melts, they get filled up with the water and become a beautiful lake in the mountains. The material carried by the glaciers, such as rocks, big and small, sand and silt, gets deposits from glacial moraines. Now, an active agent of erosion and deposition in the desert is wind. What is desert there? Have you visited in the desert place? What you have seen in the desert place? There is only sand. Now, in desert you can see the rocks in the shape of a mushroom, commonly called a mushroom rocks. Winds erode the lower section of the rock more than the upper part, therefore such a rocks have a narrower base and wider top. When the winds blows, it lifts and transports a sand from one place to another. When it stops blowing, the sand falls and gets deposited in a low hill-like structure. These are called sand dunes. When the grains of sand are very fine and light, the wind can carry it over a very long distances. When such a sand is deposited in a large areas, it is called low ash, and large deposits of loess is found in China. Come to the keywords. The first one is levees. The raised banks of river is known as levees. Degradation, the wearing down of the land surface. Third one, it is delta. It is a triangular area of land where a river has split into many small rivers before entering the sea. Fourth one, it is that is a focus. The place in the crust where the movement starts is called the focus. Distributary, as the river approaches the sea and the speed of the flowing water decreases and the river begins to break up into a number of streams. 6. Beaches, the sea waves deposits sediments along the shores to form a beaches. Aggradation, the deposition of eroded material on a certain place to form a new landforms. The next one, it is erosion, the process of wearing down of rocks by the agents of gradation and transportation of the eroded material to be deposited elsewhere is called erosion. Next, weathering, the process of breaking down or decomposition of rocks in situ, that is in their place of origin. A wider steep walled and usually flat bottom valley is called canyon. Gradation, the leveling of the earth's surface by a natural processes is called gradation.